tell me, we'd love to know the beginnings of this whole Jack Price Attractions, your agency, which you started in 1984. How did you decide to stop or to slow down on the performing side and to manage your own artists and perhaps even yourself?
Right. Well, I stopped playing officially 18 years ago in terms of concertizing, but in 84 I met Jack Price, the original Jack Price, if you want to call him.
Okay.
He was attending a concert of mine in Kitchener-Waterloo where I was playing the Cacciatorian Concerto with that orchestra. And we met backstage through an Armenian lady, I believe. And I forgot her name right at the moment. But anyway, he took me out to dinner and he said, he was really impressed and blah, blah, blah. And he said, so what's Columbia doing for you? That was a very straightforward question. I said, well, yeah, they're okay. I get some dates from them, but I do most of it myself. Being a Naumburg winner, there were a lot in those days, 50 years ago almost. There were opportunities that just don't exist anymore. So I'm a victim of my past and also a how do you say beneficiary?
Beneficiary, yeah.
Maybe that's the word, of the past. Things like that just don't happen now. Like, the day after you win the Naumburg or something, Associated Press carries the story all over the world.
Wow.
It's that important, with your picture and a byline, and people in Australia hear about you the minute the people in San Francisco hear about you.
Yes.
So it's a different world. I'm sure you agree at this point. We're not, we're in this space age, instantaneous gratification age, where you have to have your pink pony and you want it now, like Willy Wonka,
So as a young artist now, like, do you feel like it's harder to get your name out there? Like, the Nürnberg competition is still going on. Once you've won that,
oh yeah,
what next? Like, how does one navigate what's next? And
it's the oldest competition in the world that ever was. It's celebrating its 100th year next year. But what do you do next? That's the $1 million question, especially these days. That answer to that question is quite different than in 1975. In 1975, we knew what to do, sort of. I mean, I wouldn't say we knew what to do because obviously I didn't do everything right because I didn't know about it. People didn't divulge the truth. Nowadays, I'd like to think I'm all about the truth. In other words, tell the truth, then you don't have to tell 5 lies to cover up for that first lie. So, not that anybody would want to lie, but the point is they do. This is a human condition. So the truth is, it's all about the money. And no one told me that in 1975. I had to figure it out from little subtle things people would tell me. Bill Judd would tell me something. Walter Cronkite would tell me something. Van Cliburn would. These are all people who you could say were my advisors, but they were very clever about the advice. They never said, oh, this is the way it is. They would say, oh, you might do this and you might do that. Well, I don't do that. I come right out with it. And I suppose most people don't come out with it. So what do? You raise money. That's what you do.
And by raising money now, do you feel like it's knowing very important donors who will fund your project? Let's say you want to have a recording with Sony Classics or you want to do a project like that. Is it as difficult as it is back then to find these opportunities to have an album and to play with an orchestra?
Well, sometimes the donor is in your family. And if they're willing to give you the money, I know a great violinist who will remain nameless, whose father or parents are just loaded. Okay, this person plays everywhere, and you know why. Because, quite frankly, I know 20 violinists that outplay this person. So why aren't those 20 that person? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not going to name any names, but you can do the math and figure it out. There are lots of them, actually. I could replace that violinist with a couple of others, maybe 10, who have similar backgrounds financially and so on.
Right.
But basically, it's all about the money, follow the money trail. So it doesn't matter what you look like. I keep telling my clients, even yesterday, or people that want to come to Price Attractions, they don't care what you look like. They don't care how you play. They don't care what you play. They don't care what instrument you play. In the beginning, all they care about is that they know your name. They have your name on on their lips, so to speak.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
now it's not going to get on the lips like Yo-Yo Ma or Van Cliburn or Andre Watts. This was another era, but still it has to be marketable to a certain extent. Otherwise, they can't consider you. So there's branding, what we just talked about. Then there's considering, the next step. And then there's engagement. You can't get an engagement unless they consider you. So the question is, what is consideration? It's getting you on a short or a long list of a buyer. That's simple. Okay, so if you're a conductor, I'll explain. You have a musical map every year. I didn't invent this stuff, okay? It's just obvious. It's a map. I'm going to do Brahms' Second Piano Concerto. I'm going to do the Alto Rhapsody. Maybe we're going to have a Brahms festival. I don't know. Tchaikovsky Sixth, Pathétique Symphony. We're going to pair it with the Violin Concerto, blah, blah, blah. All these pieces. And the first thing they think of in the tiering, the hierarchy, is big names, cachet. So let's say if they can't get Joshua Bell to do the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto, what is the next category they go to? Well, I'll tell you, friends that can play the Tchaikovsky. So if Mazel has a friend like, let's say, Christian Ferras, the French violinist who's phenomenal, if they're friends and he knows he can play the hell out of the Tchaikovsky, then he'll book Ferras next. Now, if he can't find any big names to fill that slot, he goes to development artists.
Okay.
The third category, which we're all of us, in some way or another, basically in. We're not famous and we're not friends. So then we're development. That means our name is in development, not our talent, although I'd like to think we're all improving all the time. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, you never stop learning. Okay, fine.
Absolutely.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about branding the name. So I'll just summarize. Branding, considering, engaging. That's the process.
That was Rachmaninoff's Etude Tableau in E-flat minor, Opus 33.
That's fantastic. Wow. I love it.
Yeah, so I rewrote the ending. I'm sure you know that. Sorry. Yeah, I rewrote the ending. That's my a la Bolette ending. He rewrote the ending to the Spanish Rhapsody, for example. It's a spectacular ending. So I learned a little bit from him, and I just added those last flurries. I'm sure people go, oh, he's rewriting the music. You know, that's right.
No, but it's effective. It works. Let's listen to your Prokofiev third,
Yeah.
which I really love. Let's listen to that next.
And now I have Hongbo Tsai joining me for this very short interview, and I'm really curious about Hongbo and his performing career and his approach to arts and everything. He's a fabulous pianist who will be performing a Shostakovich concerto with the Western New York Chamber Orchestra tomorrow in a concert at Harry King Hall. We have Harry King, the fabulous cellist, his statue right behind you, Hongbo. Welcome to this interview. Thank you for sitting down and talking with me.
It's been a pleasure. I'm very glad this is happening. And I'm very looking forward to the performance tomorrow. I just finished the rehearsal and it went great.
Wonderful. Is that your first time performing this concerto with the orchestra?
Not really. I performed once with Shanghai Opera House back in actually January, so not too far ago. But I'm looking forward to this, to do this better.
You're a versatile musician. I remember you in the auditions. You presented 3 concerti.
Oh, thank you for remembering that.
Oh, that's something no one can forget. Within the span of a week, you were there performing one concerto, then another, and every one of them at the highest international level. You're a phenomenal pianist and accomplished performer. So, is performance solo with the orchestra and solo maybe as recitalist, is that what you're focusing on and aiming at?
Yes, right now this is because I'm full-time majoring in music and I've been training, working for this insane amount of time, and this is my passion but not my only passion. So yes, I can see you're very curious about maybe what others would be.
You mentioned the key word. It's your passion, and you're so accomplished in it. Anyone would expect you probably just spending 18 hours on your passion for piano and the other 6 maybe sleeping. But you have other passions, and I'm very curious about it. What is it? What else are you passionate about?
Okay, so besides majoring in music, I'm also right now spare time filmmaker.
Filmmaker?
Yes, filmmaker.
That seems like an unlikely combination. Tell us more about what brought you into that and what you do.
It's not exactly that far away, I would say. They are art forms for me. It's not the film I'm interested in is definitely not the huge million blockbuster film. It's more on the artsy side, which aligns very much in intention with what I'm doing musically, is to express, to create humanistic thought in a art form. And I have this passion since high school. Right now I have 2 short films, one of which is trying to become a feature film, and probably you would ask some topic of what I'm interested in. Right now I'm focusing more on recreating the ethnic minority cultural tradition in China in film format, and this is something like that.
So your films have something to do with your heritage of being Chinese?
Yes, very much so.
And what is it about the film and ethnic minority? Tell us a little bit more. And does it have any connection with music and your piano?
Yes, it might be, because this all happens during the pandemic when I was not in the US anymore. The school closes, so I went back to China, and I have this time in my hometown which I've spent 12 years as childhood, but I left that long ago. So when I was there, it's especially a special period because everything is suspended. So one time I attended the funeral services, and in the southern part of China, the funeral services is especially peculiar. You have brass band, you have like huge dolls. It's extremely hard to create, and that's part of my child memory, which scared me a lot when I was a child. Then this childhood memory revived in that setting. So in combination with the atmosphere of lockdown, I kind of conceived a little script that is coming out of the cultural tradition, but in a modern setting where a family is kind of locked in their own circle, and it's about the life they had in a especially political, social period.
How interesting.
Yeah.
So you created the script, and now you're shooting the film?
I shot part of the film. there's a sample of it. The sample of it, it's basically opening of the long script I had, but the opening is like 6 minute, 7 minute. So it's a sample that I'm gonna show to people. So if potentially people are interested, I can develop it into a long project.
How fascinating. When you decided you're ready to share, please share with Virtual Concert Halls. We would like to make it known to our audience as well. And are you planning on using your piano in any way in connection with film, or not at all?
Yes, very much so, because piano is one of my biggest passion, of course, and things that I've spent years to build on. And I can definitely see it's also a very respected circle that people would be interested in. So my plan right now is to maybe focus primarily on piano and create my personal brand. On top of that, I can mingling with people that are also artists but not necessarily musicians to see my project and to be interacting multimedially with me. That's my one of my long-term goals, I would say.
Fascinating. I'm really curious about the project, and if it's the sample of it is ready to
Yes,
for us to see and share with people. Please let us know. That is very interesting, and you're a fascinating artist. You're an accomplished soloist, and you're a very profound thinker. This is really. I'm proud of knowing you. This is really great.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to know you as well. So I've been in talk with some concert halls in China, and potentially we're doing a multimedia concert of not necessarily this film, but this film might be a start of a collaboration between sound and visual. I'll be responsible for playing the piano and potentially giving organizing musicians for the sound aspect, and also of course creating the visual aspect with other team.
That is absolutely fascinating, and please keep us updated, and when those concerts start happening, maybe we can broadcast them and bring them to the wider audience. The Chinese heritage is so rich, it's such a big country, and there's so many aspects of it which are still not very well known to people outside China. And I know there is a big curiosity, big interest in the ancient cultures and what those cultures are doing today. So what you bring into the world is very enriching, and I would like to support that with full effort from Virtual Concert Halls.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to interacting with you, and you're growing in such a tremendous efficiency and speed. So that's how I'm coming to know you. I come to know you, and we're looking forward to more collaborations. I believe this is just a start.
Absolutely, this is just a start. Thank you very much for sitting down for this interview and for bringing this very interesting aspect of your own interests and sharing them with us and our audience. I'm looking forward to a long and fruitful collaboration.
Same here, same here. Pleasure to know you.
Okay, well, best of luck in the concert tomorrow. We'll hear your concerto.
I'm very excited to play for you, and looking forward to your thought.
Wonderful. Thank you, Hangba.
Thank you, Anna.
See you tomorrow.
See you.
Bye. Chamber Orchestra.